motivates while they search for the remaining victims. Also today, across Nigeria, including those who participated solemnly and privately, the victims of Thiefnubu's economic policies, the end bad governance protesters who have been taking break. Today is second day, so they mourn the dead, the protesters killed by Thiefnubu in 8 days. I will share some of that with you and others too. Share this. Today. So good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and good evening to you again, if you have actually been with us earlier today. While we were live this afternoon, majority of us were not aware that a community in Benue State was, they were in mourning because the Fulani terrorists overnight ransacked this village. And in that middle of the night this morning as well, they ended up killing what is suspected to be over 100 people. They have no specific number, but the casualty is massive. The attack is similar. Attack the defenseless people while they sleep. The coward way that the Fulani terrorists have been operating, spreading fear, and the Nigeria system that has tolerated them. I mean, 8 years, we can understand that of 8 years of, murderous period of Boko Haram. Do you know that under this illegitimate Thiefnubu, in the hands of the Fulani terrorists in Nigeria, just within 14 months, they have killed over 4,000 Nigerians and more than 200 security personnel under this criminal. I know that their own defensive card is to say, what do you want him to do? When Boko Haram couldn't protect them and save them, we know your likes. When the terrorism started in Nigeria by APC, Egbekegbe for power, 2010, while Thiefnubu was mobilizing, the Southerners in particular, on the propaganda front and, watching that war in the South. In the North, the likes of Boko Haram, El Rufaya, Alimodu Sherif, what's the other one? Shitty Man. They were conspiring, a conspiracy of terrorism against Nigeria, just to get power. I am not making this up, okay? Because I know a lot of Nigerians suffer from what is called the Stockholm syndrome. It's even worse now, but coming to that. They wanted power. They invited Fulani terrorists across the place, which started initially as Boko Haram. Book is Haram. Western education is Haram. This was the political agenda of these terrorists from northern Nigeria, their political class. They waged the war against Nigeria. They got power eventually. But rather than disarm their terrorists, they lost control over them. They were not done. They decided to legitimize them by some of them transforming to Fulani terrorists. Suddenly, Boko Haram just took their own territory and maintained it, while Fulani terrorists were advancing for more territories, rather than for the government of Nigeria under Boko Haram to protect the people. What happened? The southern Nigeria that was people from southern Nigeria that used to read about kidnappings, about terrorist attacks. And some of them usually imagine, like, how is that even possible? They don't bring this thing to the South. Oh, it's none of our business, not their family business. Those who called it family business are now those who are paying ransom to the same Fulani terrorists. So for 8 years, that some of you felt it was their business. Now you've discovered after 8 years that it is all of your business, all of our business. People are now sending money for ransom from abroad, not just food money. So you can't play that card of what do they want Thiefnubu to do? That's their business. You will be so naive and ignorant and maybe stupid to actually, if you are not naive, if you are not ignorant, ignorance means that you do not know better. That's why you can say that and say, well, it's their business, Joe. It's none of our business. When Buhari was there, what did he do? Right now, you are so much concerned about hunger, economic this, economic that. But remember, it was none of your business 12 years ago. But gradually, it took them just a space of 10 years to destroy Nigeria from within, destroy Nigeria's source of livelihood, agriculture. It no be your business, it no be your business. It has now spread all over the place, all over the country, that the entire country is now hungry. So what did Bukwari, what did he do? They wanted to ram them. They wanted to legitimize them. Fulani terrorists were killing people. They said for us to have peace, your land or your life. Today, people can't really farm. They can't feed themselves. The economy plus the corruption, right? The economy is in total shambles. Corruption has always been in Nigeria. But guess what? People have been able to provide for themselves without depending on any government. But what did Bukwari do? He shut Nigerian borders, unleashed their Fulani terrorists on the people. They killed over 66,000 people, displaced more than 4 million people in Nigeria, 4 million Nigerians in 8 years of Bukwari. Now, everybody is paying the price, even though those of you have never been to northern Nigeria. So don't play that card. If Thiefnubu continues in that tradition, now the news is back. You have been preoccupied with hunger, this, hunger, that. But people are still being kidnapped. People are still being killed. This is a big one. Over 100 people in a village called Ayati Village. The local government called Unkum Local Government Area of Benue State. The people, harmless people, women, children, they were not having any fight with Fulani. I mean, if a Fulani cow, for example, let's say a Fulani cow entered your farm and destroyed your farm, and you had that altercation with that Fulani, okay, and then you went, go back home. While you are sleeping, they are not coming for you alone. They are coming for the entire community. Women, children, elderly, physically challenged people. They are at the mercy of these murderers, these cowards. So it's no longer just northern Nigeria's business. When you are talking about bad governance, where your service chiefs are multi-billionaires, lording it over a country of 200 million people they can't protect, still demanding respect and allegiance from you when they gave you nothing. For hours, these terrorists operated in this community. And the survivors who managed to run out of their homes in the middle of the night came back to see everything gone, their community shattered, and their people slaughtered. The Nigerian army has been threatening protesters who are demanding for good governance. good governance, with good policies, will protect everybody. But you still have the system that want you to believe that these murderers, these Fulani terrorists, they are one of you. And the government is trying to broker peace. How do you make peace with your killers? How? They said, we are Fulani-phobic. Some said we are Islamophobic. They called us so many things. And the people who were at the forefront of defending these terrorists, they were the Abubakus, the bastards of the land, all for power. So if you think it is still ideal to say it is not my business, I am going to have to believe that anyone who says that is actually stupid, or that person is a cold-hearted closet murderers. You know what that means? Like, that person is going to be like closet murderer, a narcissistic fellow that enjoys the, the pleasure, they derive pleasure from other people's pains. For example, there are people in Nigeria, there are Nigerians, and there are many. They agree that Nigeria is not working. Some of them even knows that Nigeria will never work. Right? These criminals are going to continue to misrule them and all on and on like that. So there's nothing anybody can do about it. These are those we call the voluntary on-boot slaves. So they derive joy in seeing people become like them. You get what I mean? Like, we have people who knows that with the way Nigeria is, they have no chance. But somehow they have this belief that with God, anything can happen to them. But until that time, if they are struggling, and you have a little bit of a stable life, no, it unsettles them that why can't you be like them? Why do you have to have everything? Do you have 2 heads? Then the moment they hear the news that, oh, he's lost everything now. If you see him, you will feel sorry for him. Are you sure? I knew it. I knew that that his money is not clean. It's not clean. Shall we know the work? I am a very hard-working person. So me, with all my work, everything, I'm not supposed to don't build house. Young boy, you don't build house. You don't buy car. Now you don't die. Now ritual, now money ritual. Look at the family now. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. I'm not sorry for him. Are we not all working? You don't be panel beater. Since you don't do panel beating, you don't buy land. So, no, I never buy land. In this life, let us be contented, because they want you to be miserable like them. And there are many. And that is why you should please don't be like that, people that just derive joy in seeing legitimate, hardworking people in pains. And you know how legitimate, hardworking people really gets into pains? I'm not talking about physical now. I'm talking about mental pains. When you are working, for example, you go to the bank, you have this business idea. Oh, look at this, my area. We are lacking this so and so in this area. We have to travel to so place before we can get so stuff. You know what? I'm going to fill in the gap. Man, I need money. How do I get money? Or capital? Or right, I'm going to approach the bank. Please, dear bank, can you please give me 10 million naira loan? They say, yeah, we can. we just need this, that for you, okay? And how long do you want it for? Just a year. This business plan is, there are already awaiting customer for it. Right? Beautiful idea and all of that. And in the process, you may even create job opportunities for others. Abi, your idea. So you take this money. In most cases, banks don't give you that money, okay? So I'm just going to say you raise the money, because most of the time, we usually raise the capitals ourselves, right? But let me use the bank again. It's actually going to suit this analogy. Now you start this business. Then breaking news. Thiefnubu's government, the federal government has done to so and so policy. Your business will now have to give the government 40% of your profits, and then you also give us 3%. Now, if you take your money to the bank, if you take 2 million to the bank, you have to pay us some percentage on that. Now, they are there now to start taking from you. Government decision. And then you are here, there you are. You are still owing the bank. You want your business to survive. The people who have no real plan or support system for you, without your brilliant idea, now they will suddenly come. And before you know it, you are already sharing almost 80% of your supposed profit on running the business, as well as paying these people who are going to take the money from you, line their pockets, buy themselves expensive cars, build themselves expensive houses, and all of pay themselves expensive salaries. And there you are, hardworking guy, you are dealing with banks, you are dealing with those who are ripping you off. No support. Yeah. That's why you can say it is none of your business. Because policies affect you. If they prevent, if you have no safety, there is no chance for progress or development. Now, policies that keep you safe, protect your business, and then you do your duty, hardworking person, you pay your duty and all of that, then that gives you progress, that gives you room for development. That is not what Nigeria is, if all of us want to be honest. So demanding for something better means even you who have business, so those of you who are looking for jobs, if you find any job now, you can have job security. Not these guys who are declaring IGR as development. How? That means they are targeting all of you who are trying to create an economy, despite the fact that the criminals who are making policies that should help you to create that vibrant economy, they don't give a damn about economy that way. They're only interested in, you are making so much money here. They will go back to their room, write something and say, you have to give us 25% of it. Now, you shouldn't mind giving them as long as they reinvest that 25% in that same economy, build the road, give you electricity, cut down the cost of running your own businesses, which is due to their own inadequacies, right? Then you can pay as much as you want, because the more you pay, the more you make, the more you pay. But that is not the economy they are creating for you. They are creating voodoo economy. The ones that is totally built on lie. And they want you to just take it that way. So if you have something to lose, when you hear news like this, don't say it is none of my business. Because directly or indirectly, it is your business. Whether you are living in Nigeria or you are not, it is your business. So they wrecked Nigeria with their terrorism and corruption. So that's why I said that before now, corruption don't deny Nigeria. Like we don't talk and tete. But people were still able to grow their food. They were still able to operate within that corrupt Nigeria. Businesses and the rest of them were still able to, be created. But right now, what you have is a jungle where terrorists are claiming territories left, right, and center. Nigerians are paying taxes to terrorists. And it's not making the news. Over 100 people killed in Benue They were going to call them to say, let us pray. Well, you know, those people killed. There are farmers there. There are doctors among them. There are people who actually have role they are playing, impacting on life, even if it's going to be immediate community. Now they have been killed. The effect is going to be what? You have more displaced people. Okay? So you have the economy of a place destroyed, which is what they've been doing. And then they ask you to go and kill. They want to give you rice. It is your business. Just same way for those who have who summoned courage and stood up, still standing against a system that is so rigged against everyone. But so many people are so naive that they are still defending it. Now I have something for you. What happened across Nigeria today, right? Where protesters actually, you know, paid a candlelight respect, a candlelight procession for those killed by the Nigerian police as well as the Nigerian army, most especially in northern Nigeria. Over 50 people killed. Yes, they've admitted to just one. And for that one, they gave the father 300,000 naira. And we believe that's the compensation. So the father is asking them for justice. They said they've arrested the soldier that shot 16-year-old Sulaiman. Yeah. 16-year-old Sulaiman Mohammed, by the way. So they've arrested him, but they've never really given us any details about him. So there are those who remember them. 2 days ago, it was concluded that the last 3 days of the protest is going to be to mourn the people killed and at the same time to re-strategize. They are not like stopping anyone or group of people to still go out there, and people did go out. I'm going to show you that. They still continue it, right? So now that it is day 9 and second day of mourning, so there are already offshoot mobilization going on, where you get to know that this is not over. So from Nigeria today, I bring you this. So this is going to be from across Nigeria, especially Abuja, Kaduna, Ibadan, Warri, and what else? Then Alausa, Ojota. I'll show you. Let's go.
Our politicians, country
Voilà, on est à couvrir soignant. Yo, vamos tuas aí, vá. Ok?
onye ọbụla na-azụ isi onwe ya onye ọbụla na-azụ isi onwe ya agbenu n'ebe ma ogbenye n'ebe
obodo ga na-achịpụ
agbenu n'ebe ma ogbenye n'ebe
obodo ga na-achịpụ
a cup of rice is now 1,000 naira.
obodo ga na-achịpụ
1 cup of beans 800 naira.
obodo ga na-achịpụ
Common garri is no longer common.
obodo ga na-achịpụ
Keep sharing the life. Our target is 1,000. We are getting there.
Yes, because right now it seems that it is time to unlock phase 2 of the protests. You know what is called the calm before the storm. That is what you are currently experiencing as we speak. Don't let anybody use propaganda to tell you that it's over. No, it's not. Currently, the protesters are mourning those killed by Thiefnubu and still giving him time to shut the rogues, the ass lickers, that he appointed, shut them up from talking to the people. And see, reverse policies is what people are asking for. I am somebody that I really feel for the people. I feel, I feel stronger because I have I have a very strong connection with the people in Nigeria. Yeah, I am Maiyegun. I'm just like a melting pot for everybody who has something, any stone to grind with Nigeria. Yeah, this is the melting pot. So you see that connection? I get to hear people's stories directly. I get to kind of report the injustices, the systemic injustice against the people. So I have a lot of connection there that is very strong. So I'm in a very good position to say, even if you have captured people, even if they want to remain as slaves, and you want to remain as masters, this is not how to go about it. What will happen is that the people will always win and you will lose. You, the ruling class. If you press people, too much, there's going to be a time that they're going to lose it. A lot of people have been waiting for such time. And sometimes every now and then they feel like, oh, maybe this is the time. There are still signs of, you guys are the luckiest politicians in the world. Nigeria criminal politicians, you are the luckiest. Nigerians are the easiest people to lead. But you are beating more than you can chew. And all these signs, they are just of yours to take and use them to your own good now, which is, not that I really do, I know that I care. I just want to make sure that those who are watching me, they're not going to be like, it's like you are just happy. You are happy that this is happening. It is not going to be a case of whether I am happy or not. So I am here to remind all of you that this wouldn't have been any issue at all. All they are asking for is reverse these policies to start with. There are other demands. There are some that you can use right now to kick the can of your destruction and the entire establishment. You can kick the can down the road a little bit for like maybe a year, another or two, or even 3. I know sometimes when you say this, it's more or less like you are just talking to the wall. They believe that Nigerians are already captured. All of these songs that we are doing, it's just mental gymnastics. Nothing will happen. Okay. In that case, when the anarchy hits, Abobaku, you know, say we don't like ourselves. I don't like you, you don't like me. So we don't pretend about it. Now they want, so I don't pretend about that. Okay, so when I say I want to see you destroyed, I'm not talking about physical destruction. I'm not a violent person. No, I'm not a violent person. Like, for real, I detest that. Okay. When I say I want to see Thiefnubu and gang and the entire thing destroyed, I mean, that leverage they believe they have over us, because they have guns that they can control and command. There's something that gave them that. It is this, this false contraption, Nigeria. Okay? So if their actions have made a lot of us to mentally secede from Nigeria, yeah? The best you would wish for is for these guys to continue to do things that will accelerate the destruction of that establishment, and people like them who have to pay for all they have done. I've said this before. I am part of the people who believe that some of these guys, very soon, they will pay dearly. And you see those ones that are dead, if they can look back, they will continue to be grateful to death for taking them away. You get what I mean? Because that's the only thing that will kind of save them. The wrath of the people you've pressed down for too long. When it's boomerangs, right? You can't control it. But you may give yourself a sense of, yeah, we are in control. No, you're not. You are only in control of the narrative, not the reality. Now, if the reality is different from the narrative you are pushing, that means you're still deceiving yourself. I'm talking to those ones in charge of your contraption there. Nigeria is more divided than ever. No thanks to these criminals. Why don't we just make it official? Kill the establishment that created this contraption called Nigeria. And everybody go their separate ways. But in the absence of that, they want to keep the slave camp and the slaves slaving. Fine. But in history, it is not just about the horrific treatment that slave owners meted on their slaves. That is just the fine story that the slave masters at the time possibly regaled themselves with, or the history they wrote about themselves, where they enjoyed that, and then those who are the victims of that slavery always rule the history of slavery and the rest of that, right? But there's something there they probably always leave out. When the slaves revolt, they don't revolt to run away. Slaves that revolted, their masters never leave to tell the tale. So if the criminals in Nigeria thinks they are slave masters and all these are just talk, and we know some of their own onboard slaves that also repeats the same thing. Oh, this is your talk. Why don't you come back home? We don't have to. This is 2024. Okay? You can live in denial of your world. Like I said, living in lie or living in denial to push a narrative that doesn't correlate with the reality means you are still fooling yourselves. And when this is going to blow, you are likely going to be the victims that the whole revolution will claim. Those of you that are fooling yourselves about Nigeria, somehow, you are repeating the same rhetoric of these criminals. Now you're going to get to that stage too, where your slavery is not going to be slaving anymore. But right now, there are voluntary slaves. Indeed, these guys are not using any voodoo on them. The only weapon on them is poverty or the fear of it. With human greed, people raised in poverty. The fear of returning to it the moment you join the looting gang. Or even the dream of you leaving poverty and joining the looting gang will automatically secure your loyalty. Because it's all about what you're going to get from it. Whether you're going to get it or not, it won't matter. So there are people who are voluntarily recruiting themselves for their slave masters, defending the lie. So having that narrative is not going to be enough for you soon. Because reality is catching up with everyone. Here is what Obasanjo had to say. You better listen to these guys. I pray they don't.
What is the word? It's legitimate. As I said, you are what you are today because you are a Nigerian. I am what I am today because I'm a Nigerian. So why should they be Nigerian and be languishing in poverty? Why? And then they make demand for that. And we are not listening to them. They make demand for that, and we are treating it with levity. We are sitting on the keg of gunpowder. They are frustrated, they are desperate, they are angry, they are hungry, they are unemployed, they are in abject poverty. What do we expect? Those boys and girls that have tried to go over the Sahara and go over the Mediterranean, they had 3 hurdles to cross: the Sahara, the ill treatment in the Mediterranean country on this side, whether it's Algeria,
Libya and Co.
or Libya or wherever, they go through hell. Then the Mediterranean. Then when they landed on the other side, some of them came here. I listened to them and I was weeping. Now, why should they go through that? Because what you and I have not given them the attention that they deserve. And that's it.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make our own life.
You complain about insecurity, right? You complain about unemployment, right?
Yes.
You complain about the fact that, oh, we are hungry, right? You say we want to protest, right? You say, oh, you don't have medical facilities, right? You say you don't have good schools and good teachers, right? You say minimum wage, right? It's right.
So like Obasanjo said, even though it's part of the whole thing, you see, one thing about leadership is to be able to see a future. And if you can't see a future, then you create one. That's the purpose of leadership. Obasanjo became greedy. He's very old now. He can't do anything anymore. He's joined the rest of us who are wailing about a country. That's somebody who had all of the power. But greed setting. The rest is history. And same goes for all of them. Where, each one after the other is worse. You see, the one that succeeds is always worse than the one before it. Then the worse again, and the worse again, and the worse again. That's the problem of that's the creation of the system. It is not an accident. It is not coincidence that you are always going to be led by criminals. That is what that system created. If you don't destroy it, Obasanjo wanted to remain. He's calling on his colleagues that you better do something. We are going to lose this structure. We're going to lose this establishment too. After that, nobody knows what's going to be the aftermath. Once we lose this establishment, we lose the control. We just don't know what's going to happen next. Maybe they will start coming to our houses and start killing us. They are frustrated, they are angry, and they are all running away. I said something about, instead of risking your life, right? Let's assume that you know about somebody says, give me 500,000 naira. I'll take you to Italy. by road. And you'll be hearing about it all the time. You're desperate and all of that stuff. Or you know somebody. Or even if not you, they do that contract for people, because some people will be here watching this broadcast. And we are talking about terrorists. They are terrorists. We are talking about kidnappers, and they are kidnappers. We are talking about, fraudsters who are looking for people to prey on and then, steal from. They are here. As all of us are condemning the criminal politicians, they are condemning them with us too. I'm not going to say for sure. So I'm just saying that I want to believe that, this is the internet where you don't know who is watching. Right? Some of you, they here too. Maybe say, should I be saying some? Okay. Some will watch this video, right? And indeed, they will condemn these criminals with us, but they are human traffickers. They are there, luring poor people into perilous journeys. But we are all here condemning these criminals that we know, the criminal politicians. You get what I mean now, right? We have people who are defrauding people. Come and travel, come and travel. And a lot of that. And all of us still gather together to say, these people are evil. These politicians are our enemies. And stuff like that. So I want to say this to you. That whether you know somebody who is doing human trafficking, Europe by road, and all of that, where younger people. Take a look at this video.
Oh, another. Oh, oh.
That is Mediterranean Sea. After maybe now Morocco, I've been Algeria. So the boat they were traveling in capsized. And when boat capsized, it's just going to have to be like you and your leader. Baba, have you been into a 40-story building before? I know some of you watching from America, you have all of that in your place. So, you have an idea of what I'm talking about. Now imagine that water, an ocean like that, Mediterranean Sea, is deep for like about 40-story, 30-story building. Forget about your leg touching anything, bagbe. You see divers. They count minutes. Sometimes they will say it will take them 30 minutes to dive from the bottom to up. Like, if you walk out 30 minutes for road, do you know how far that is? Now you find yourself, you say you want to swim. There is no land here, no land anywhere. But luckily for these ones, they were not at the IC. They were already in places where they call the buffer or something, safety zone on sea, which is areas that are not really far from land. And they've been offered a life jacket as well. That's why one of them could record that for his own keep. I said, if you are from Nigeria and you are ready to go to do anything just to get out of Nigeria, including having to go through the deserts, go through the Mediterranean, and then end up being locked up in immigration detention center, become illegal in that place, which then will be like, they'll return you back to where you are coming from. Or, like others will tell you, if you know your way, they go do this, they go do that for you. I'm just saying that instead of having to risk that and die, why not just join the people that want to demand for something better from the people chasing you away? I'm just saying. Now, I'm not talking to those of you who are here, who can afford data and spend 3 hours with me on MaiyegunSdiary Politico. I'm talking to those who are going to stumble on this video or this part. Or those of them who have their family members who are looking for. Why do you have to just go and waste that life now? Because you know something. You may actually be part of something that will liberate you enough, force the hands of the criminals to drop everything they have taken from you. You won't even have to go to Europe by road. And you won't even want to go to Europe to live there just because you are running away from a place destroyed by these criminals. I'm just saying. I'm not discouraging you because say me. I know the advice. I know my own is that when I put out something, whatever you do with it is completely yours. Imagine me, Maiyegun, inside the Mediterranean. God, please help me. God, save me. God, if you save me, I will not do this again, or something like that. Like panicking because I could die anytime. A big fish could just kind of for lunch. Depends on the season. Like, why don't I just go face people where they say they are humans like me and we die here? Because there are so many people in that category. But because pastor don't tell them, say, their future day Europe. But there's no chance of going to that Europe. Their future day America. They don't scam them on American visa, UK visa, Europe visa, this visa, that visa. Waiting. That's last, God just do miracle. Our boy just came back from Lagos and he just brought this offer. Spain by road, 500,000. I go. I'm just talking to you, bruv. You are likely going to die. I know it's easier to say, I don't care. I don't care. I want to leave this place. Don't you think if you don't really care that you die? It is ideal to die in that place, Abi. Abi, you won't go die for ocean. When you say they no go get any burial for you, they no go get any tomb, anything. Your family, at some point, you go remain in their memory, and it's just going to be for some time. After that, now once in a while, you go to come to their memory. They will just imagine what's happened to you. Please don't take my advice, okay? But as for those in charge of Nigeria, listen to this man and understand that they don't care, sure. But are they going to get away with it? Maybe.
Committed to democracy. They've been committed to the acquisition of power and the use of power for self-aggrandizement, but not governance. Governance is about providing for the people. It's about addressing the problems that affect the people. It's about improving lives, livelihoods, and people's welfare. And these are what we have not had. And the tragedy of Nigeria is when you count back from 1999, each regime that comes into power, each government that comes into power is worse than the previous one. Obasanjo, that we criticize so heavily, is now standing upright as the most competent and committed government we have had. The person who succeeded him, unfortunately, didn't have the health to do much. Then Jonathan came out, and he turned out to be much worse. And we were saying with Jonathan, this is the first university graduate that's ruling this country. We will see evidence of that education in the governance. It turned out to be all about corruption. Jonathan left, then Buhari came out, definitely worse than Jonathan. And now, Nigerians are in their hundreds of thousands in the streets saying that the current Tinubu administration is the worst we have seen when you take your index as misery and suffering of the people. How can we sustain a country when each government that comes in is worse than all the previous ones?
That's why I actually asked the question as to whether indeed, is it about the leadership? Is it that we've just not been able to vote for the right leaders? Or is the problem really with us as a people? And it's reflected in government. But maybe you'll respond to that after Sulai asks his question. Sulai, you were going to ask. Go ahead.
Well, Nigeria has actually gone through a lot. Banditry, Boko Haram, insecurity, and the corruption you spoke about, the government of Goodluck Jonathan. Perhaps, what are those key factors, if you would, perhaps critical three that you think that the Tinubu administration should start looking into at the moment that will also, as they fix, give more voice to the people in a democracy?
What we've done in our memo is to give an integrated argument, to say that Nigeria is in deep misery and suffering because insecurity is too high and the economy is not working for the people. Now, why do we have these two problems? Because the level of corruption in government has continued to rise each year. And because corruption is rising, there's no way you can guarantee security for two reasons. One is you can't do procurements that enable the government to do its work because the resources are filtered away. The second thing is that Nigerian citizens are also watching. The picture they see of those in government are people who are stealing the wealth of the nation. And then they ask themselves one question: how come they are able to steal the wealth of the country and we can't? Oh, they have security with guns, we don't. So what have Nigerians been doing? They have been procuring guns. And they have been using these guns against their neighbors, against people they don't know, against the state, against security, against everybody. So it's the demonstration effect. When the leadership does not live up to the expectation of the people, people learn lessons. And lessons can be positive, lessons can be negative. Because the corruption is so high, Nigerians are also learning very terrible lessons of what they will do, which is the ideology of self-help. So our key argument is this. Everybody knows that the center of corruption is in government. And what the leader of government needs to do is to seriously sanction those among his team that have been shown in public to be corrupt. We have had ministers in this particular government where massive allegations have been released against them, and it's now a year and nothing has happened. This is a signal that this government is not ready to punish those among them who are corrupt. And that's a powerful message. Once the president doesn't come out openly, clearly, without ambiguity, and shows his own team that it's not business as usual, and accountability will count in this government, you mess up with public resources, you go to jail. Right. That's the signal all Nigerians have been waiting for, and that's the signal we are not seeing.
Rather unfortunately, I mean, especially when you...
You get that? It's not hard. I mean, come on. Though we do know why they won't do it. Even if they hire people to go and lie to you, Babashe, you must lie to yourself, ni. They are working. They cannot do it in 1 year. Nobody can. People where they buy themselves private jets with your money, presidential yacht. Those who are returning away your money. You're watching them do that. I think you are telling yourself that even though you haven't seen anything, but you just believe, shall say, they must be doing something. We should be patient. We just need to be patient. You're lying to yourself. I mean, it's all right. But what we don't appreciate is for you to lie to other people. I mean, you may lie to yourself if you are somebody who just live a life of a lie. That's you. It's on you. But when you begin to believe your lie to be truth, well, that's complicated. But that's still you. When you are so mad that this same BS, that your life of denial, that you turn truth because you need to live that lie. And those who are like, no, we know they buy. You become upset. You become obsessed. And then you become mad because you won't buy the lie. Then come the name calling, personal attacks, and the rest of that. Come on. You can't be too dumb. No one should be too dumb, okay, to believe that Thiefnubu and gang are doing something they haven't told you, but you imagined it. The ones they are showing you, you are denying it. 90 billion for Hajj, 16 billion for travel, 20 billion 45 billion for the First Lady, 47 billion for the Ribadu NSA, 10 billion to buy computers for Gbajabi Amole. All these billions, you are seeing them. None of them is going to add anything to your lives, but you will pay for them because they are loans. So, what are they doing that convinced you that we are telling you that they are doing nothing simply because we don't like them, but you know they are doing something that we don't know? Therefore, you are giving them time. What? So that's a problem, isn't it? Here is the other part of that chart.
When you put it that way. Now, you narrowed it down to the issues of incompetence and a lack of empathy on the part of, the nation's leadership. Expatiate on that and how it's fundamental to Nigeria's problems.
You see, the question of competence is very basic in good governance, because you need to be able to search for teams, for people who can deliver on the mission you give to them. And the proof of this is when you look at the first tenure of Tinubu as governor of Lagos State and his second tenure as governor of Lagos State. All analysts are agreed that he was very successful in choosing people with proven competence, and precisely because of that, there was a marked increased capacity of the government of Lagos to deliver services to the people. This time around, it is also very clear to all analysts that the calculation in government is that we want a political team that will guarantee we remain in office for a second term, and that competence was definitely not at the center of consideration in the choice of the key players in the current government. And we are now suffering because of that choice, that political decision that has been made. So the question of competence is very clear, but I think the whole question of government is that our constitution is clear. The purpose of government is to provide for the security and welfare of citizens. These are the two things all Nigerian citizens are saying. We are not seeing it. We are not seeing improved security, and we are not seeing improved welfare. Therefore, the verdict is failure. And if you are failing in your key mission, it means there is a critical tipping point that's approaching, and that's why we talk of Nigeria being at the crossroads.
So what does this president need to do? Sorry, Salai.
No, that's fine.
What does this president need to do now to salvage the situation and to bring back the trust of the people back in not just this administration, but maybe going forward? What are the fundamentals that need to be
I think the first thing that needs to happen is to show a clear commitment to combating corruption within the team itself. Once the president will have the boldness and the insight to do that, people will begin to relax and feel the perspective, the future would be bright, because steps are being taken. And if the level of anger and frustration is so high now, is because people are not seeing any steps being taken. Take this example of promises almost on a daily basis about provisions and palliatives made for the poor. Yeah. We live in this society. There's none of us who doesn't know poor people. And you do your survey around those you know. No poor person has ever benefited from any of these things governments talk about. So it is not impressive for government to be saying, we are doing this for the poor, when the poor never ever see what is being claimed.
Do you have a recipe to arrest in that? Because now he has just rejigged the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry, and Nigeria has a very big youth population, and they've been talking. Now that you have been able to put your finger on some of the key concerns, which is implementation, what do you think that the Tinubu administration should start looking at?
I think the point has to be made very clearly. The government is not unaware of what's happening to the failure of its programs. This food items, cereals and rice that are being offered, the monetary contributions being made for the poor, we all know exactly what has happened to them. When food is being supplied, it's given to state governors, who give it to their local government chairman, who then pass it through the ward chairman of the ruling party in the state. So you know you are handing over this directly to politically powerful individuals who believe that that is their reward for their party being in power. So there isn't even an attempt to say, we have a register of the poor in this country. The register exists, but that register has never been used for allocation. And government can do it because it has the register. We spent 10 years in this country doing a detailed register of the poor. They know who they are, and they know where they are, and they have their telephone numbers. But they never even make the effort to reach them. And I'm saying the onus of proof is on government now, and every Nigerian is looking at them. If the poor don't start to see a change, don't start seeing benefits, then these people are saying, well, we draw a line with government, it's the end of public trust, and now it's everybody for themselves. And when it comes to that stage, then I think it will be a crisis where we move beyond the tipping point.
We hope things don't get to
Absolutely.
that point.
That's why we're having this conversation, and we'd like to thank you for your time, Professor Jibrin Ibrahim.
Thank you. I hope you kind of grasp the point he made there, right? But let me elaborate a little bit. Thiefnubu and gang did not come to help you. And that is why majority of those around Thiefnubu, starting with those who believe that Thiefnubu assembled the best brains that took charge of Lagos. You see, this is how propaganda works. Thiefnubu, he did excellently well in Lagos. Where is the standard? Lagos is the slum capital of the world. Yeah, for a city like it is so populated that there was no real plan. They do not have any real sewage system to start with. Whatever takes in all the waste out of the city and take it somewhere. It is one of the most filthiest place you can go to in the world. Yeah, I'm serious. There's a stench that you kind of feel. And I'm not bad mouthing. You see, this is what propaganda did to people. It is a city that has no electricity. In 2024, I hope if you see anywhere among them that say, we have 10 hours electricity a day, those areas are called poch areas. Areas where they enjoy 5 hours, 10 hours a day. That's if they ever have, A city after 25 years of democracy that has no pipe-borne drinking water. None. A city where they are making nearly 1 trillion naira in revenue a year, but 80% of their roads are I don't even know how to describe it. It's a place that one single group of people have actually allocated to themselves. In 25 years, they are the owners of Lagos, not the Lagosians. The story long. So there was no direct benefit to anybody. They said they put together all these, smart people. Pastor Ruga was Thiefnubu's Attorney General in Lagos. Guess what Pastor Ruga did in those 8 years? And that is why many of the properties that you ever trace to Thiefnubu and his associates, it will take like 100 years of litigation to get them back. Because most of those things that Thiefnubu stole from Lagos, Pastor Ruga ensured that they drafted bill that legitimized all of them. You can't collect them from him. No. But we will collect them. Pastor Ruga, who later became your vice president. Dele Alakori was in charge of misinformation. It was their, what do you call it then? It was their liamo of that era. Then Okoyemi Bamidele. Then what's that his name again? Amzat. Babafemi Amzat. These were just ball boys. Okay? That their job, and you know what Thiefnubu was doing then, right? I'll tell you. The Godfather thing. Let's say I am the Godfather now. Okay? So, as the governor, so he put them together. Their job is to rob the entire state, and they succeeded. Okay? And that is why they always go into this mad mode whenever election is coming. Una won't come collect our pot of soup. So as Godfather, this is what Thiefnubu does, okay? They will say, Oga, this is how much money we have stolen from the people through our different shops that we opened, okay? So when Lagos have land problems, Thiefnubu's boys, they went there, they took all the land from all the people fighting over land. They took the lands from them. In the name of state government, they gave them to Thiefnubu and his associates. So by law, nobody said Thiefnubu collected their land, and Lagos state government collected the land. Can't give them to somebody if you use them. That is their way. So when they come by and say, Baba, see, this is, let's say they are like 10 of them. I'm just using small numbers so you can get the narrative. Okay, let's say they are 10. Those Thiefnubu, they are the ones in Abuja now. So 10 people who pretended to be working for the people. So the Godfather will now say, how much do we make? All of you, how much did you make this month? So, Oga, from everywhere and everything is 1,000 naira that we make. 1,000 naira. Okay. You know what? How many are you? We are 10, sir. So we just say, no, we want to give it to you, and you can give us whatever. Sir. No. It's your sweat. Oh, no. Yeah, you take 100 naira. 100 naira. 100 naira. So the 10 of them share the 1,000. So God will now say, well, all of you can possibly just give me whatever come from your mind. I don't want to touch your money. It's your money. I don't want to. Give me anything from your mind. Oh, Shiwaju, Baba, thank you so much, sir. You don't want to take any. You are a godsend. Now God sent you. In fact, now okay, you go. Let us go and meet so that we can discuss what to give you. And then they'll go and meet and say, man, this Ashiwaju a nice person. You know, even touch the money. We all need to be good. You know what? make all of us give am to 200 naira and we keep 800. And that person, if he say, no, 200K. Let's give him 300 naira each. Say, okay, 300. Now, you know they are 10. Let's give him let's give him a 30 naira rather. I'm talking about 1,000 now. So let's say, they are 10. So let's give him 30 naira, not 20 naira from our 100 naira. So we can keep 70 naira. We give him 30 naira. So the 10 of them will now have 70 naira, 70 naira, 70 naira, 70 naira. Remember, they've all contributed 30 naira. Thiefnubu alone will now have 300 naira from the 1,000. I'm just kind of giving you an analogy. You can use your own. Maybe all of them will just say, Omo, the best thing, I will give Oga half. This person that is. See, do you know that the other people's Ogas elsewhere, he will take all the money and tell all of them to go and work more. This one I got sent to now half, I won't give him. So everybody may say, okay, yeah, that's true. Let us give him half, 50 naira, and we'll keep 50 naira. Meanwhile, they will have 50 naira. Thiefnubu will have 500 naira. And they will remain grateful to him. They will go to anywhere for him. They will be ready to kill anybody for him. Somebody who is so generous like that. They will tell you, you don't know Tinubu. All these things you are hearing about him are people who don't like me. He's a very generous man. Yeah? He's a very kind-hearted man. Yeah? You see all these people, all the things they became in life, now because of him. If not, and he don't collect any shishi from them. Yeah? And then they go back to just settle him and say, well done. Do you get the hair? So with that, you cannot say he's a bad person. All you have to make sure is that everybody you are robbing for him, you continue to expand it and expand. That's why he started the Alpha Beta. That day, somebody came and said, Omo, we have this idea where we can harmonize all the resources of the taxes in Lagos to one, go straight to one place. And they will pursue the guy. The guy is okay, who brought the idea. He changed the name and he called it Alpha Beta. Then he started running it. That one now became the company collecting taxes for Lagos State. He owns it and he started collecting 30%. You see, person where they are appointed as the chief of Alpha Beta, I be the director of Alpha Beta. That one will be grateful to Thiefnubu forever. Meanwhile, he's being used to say, go collect all the money together, okay? You will keep 30% for Oga. And from that, Oga is going to make you comfortable. Your salary now 10 million. We'll give you house for Lekki. Any car you want, we'll give it to you. You are the director of Alpha Beta. Oh yeah, get to work. Then they begin to put together the team that will begin to lie to you about this beautiful. Meanwhile, the guy is working for one person. So whatever is now the court, that one will remain grateful to him. He will make sure, say, all of them pay that tax. Pure water, kabu, alabaru, you go pay. When Oga don't talk, say the more he brings, the more he will make himself. What do you expect? That is how they run this their feudal system of politics. Baba Sokwe, this or that, which never really work in the interest of anybody. Remember Inosin car maker in Nigeria visited Thiefnubu, and he had this to say, and I also have something to say too.
Most time is that sometimes when things are going like this, I decide to come and talk to him and encourage him, because people must get patient. That this Mr. President, I know how he behaves. Let them give him time. Everything they want, they will see the better of Nigeria if they give him short time. Let everybody calm down for him. I'm begging Nigeria for people to calm down. That they will see the better Nigeria from him, and I believe that.
Okay, apart from that, what should we expect as partnership between the government and innocent?
Yes, government is doing their best on innocent motors, and the partnerships are going on, and in a short time, in Nigeria, everywhere you go, you see innocent motors. Okay. Yes.
The info now is about CNG.
I started CNG about 2 years ago, and the first person that started about CNG in Nigeria. And as I come here today, the CNG issue of a vehicle issue will be over. I've discussed with them, and they will see that in a short time, masses, public, will have enough CNG buses on the road.
So what is your own assessment of the government initiative on CNG?
It's the best idea. Government initiative on CNG is the best idea for transportation in this country, because CNG, a lot of benefit on CNG, using Nigeria to use CNG, because that benefit is what I see before I started the factory to produce vehicle on CNG, because I have started producing the CNG before the announcement. So today, everybody that tries CNG will discover that CNG is way forward for this nation. Yes, and let everybody get patient, because everybody knows that the former government sold oil, corrected the money, don't supply. This government is just supplying, they haven't get the money. So let them give them a chance. Everything will be okay the way I see him. He wants better of this country. So I'm encouraging everybody to get patient, not to destroy our things. Destroy cannot benefit. There's no benefit to destroy. Our benefit is to remain and give him chance to plan for the future of this country. That's my own point.
Nuisance Lele. Nuisance Lele.
I know some will say, let's forgive him. Number one is an Igbo man. What do you expect him to say? Number two is an elite. He's part of them. Which simply means, what do you want him to say? No, I don't want it. I didn't expect him to say anything different. But that is what you call the greed and selfishness of Nigerian elites. Innocent is one hell of a chemical company that has been crippled by the policies of the different government of Nigeria. Now, I'm not going to even say because he's an Igbo man. No. I'm talking about policies of government that affect everyone, including himself, a car maker. The policies of APC, Egbekegbe, has impoverished Nigerians. So Nigerians can't buy 2010 car. Tokumbo. You know that all those Tokumbo cars that we used to buy, yeah? Toyota Camry, Camry Pencil, Baby Boy, Honda Baby Boy. Have you what they call them, Big Daddy, 1.3 million, 1.5 million, 1.8 million. And before you know it, you don't drive your car. A nursing car are brand new cars. They are not Tokumbo. Which simply means in the economy of Nigeria today, an average Nigerian can never dream of saying, no work where you feel do for your life, where you go be able to afford the nursing car. Ever. Now politicians, their friends, and then, they are the ones. And because of that, a nursing had to be selling his car to elsewhere in Africa. But the giant of Africa is the giant of the poor people. The massive concentration of the poorest people who can barely buy food. But you don't go Abuja, they don't give them CNG bus, Thiefnubu CNG buses. Say, may go help them. Change buses, so they said change buses from petrol or diesel to gas. That's the contract they gave him. And then he faced the people, the same poor people. You need to be patient. We all need to give it time. I know this or that. Meanwhile, his business has been surviving on just maybe the resilience of an Igbo man. He has to go there and face the camera. I want the contract. I'm just saying. We said Nigerian criminal politicians are importing cars, trucks. These guys make cars. In America, you have the General Motors. General Motors is an American company that is more than just making cars. It's like Americans' heritage. There are generations of Americans who are car makers, who worked, were trained, and they worked all their lives from when they were teenagers to when they retired. Generations of Americans. And that means something to them. American Motors cannot die. Even if you go bankrupt, America government must save it. There's nothing like that in Nigeria. Nigeria is one of the highest importers of cars. Nigerian government, they are the highest importers of cars into Nigeria. 36 state governors, 36 state House of Assembly members, National Assembly, the presidency, the ministries. In the you have 36 ministries. If you say Ministry of Sports, you have 36 36 commissioners of sports. You say finance, and all of them, they have ministries. And all these people, go and see the cars they are driving. They are cars from Japan, from China, from Germany, Benz, from America, from UK. Those are the cars you see in all those government buildings. But there are car makers in Nigeria. The Nigerian police, the Nigerian army, when you look at all their cars, their vehicles, operational vehicles, you will see majority, though they have started patronizing them now, okay, which is what I'm actually approving of, right? Stay in. You can create a giant sort of homegrown companies when you create an economy where your people can be able to actually pick up cars, brand new cars, not go and put gas on bus, called CNG. Imagine Nigeria, or because of no electricity, right? Nigeria has no, what do you call that thing again? No? Is it called iron melting plants? Is that what it's called, right? Where you can actually melt or reuse any condemned metals and all of that, right? Or where they melt your melters that they use to make cars or anything. Nigeria doesn't have that. You need 24 hours electricity, and then Nigeria doesn't have that. So these guys are doing their own little to use their own locally fabricated sort of a system to build the bodies of the cars. So if you have a nursing and you give them the contract, maybe you have car maker in Kano, you have car maker in Anambra, or where is the nursing again? Is in Enugu, another, but is it not in Anambra, their biggest plant? Anyway, you have a nursing. You have this board. Is that what is Nord Motors in Lagos? You have these three. They can produce all the cars needed by starting with the government. Produce the kind of cars that suit the economy of Nigeria, that the normal average Nigerian can own cars if they want to. It's not a luxury. Do you know what that would be? Imagine if they have to ask these three car makers, okay, to design and build a police vehicle prototype. Build something that is going to be like, this is going to be the police vehicles. And they are built locally for Nigerian roads. And we need them to build us 1 million police vehicles. 1 million. And divide all these 1 million vehicles, police vehicles, to 36 states of Nigeria and Abuja. Do you know that in the space of 10 years, if these guys goes into production, not only that they will actually give you a befitting, not Tokumbo cars or whatever that they are doing procurement to steal your money, they will create massive employment. When I say massive employment, it simply means all this money that they are using, all this your stolen money that they are, they are using a fake contract, this or that, to steal your money. The money will remain in Nigeria. You will have a better job. Imagine that. I'm just saying that there was a day I was having that on MaiyegundsDiary Politico on my way to the office. And I said, listen, look at this police van. Innocent is not making cars. He's only coupling cars. I said, that is also so ignorant of anybody to say, because innocent cars, right, or innocent motors, that they are importing some part that they put on their car, does not reduce them from being a car maker. You see, gone are the days where you think everything is actually like produced in the same country or manufactured in the same country. That's like old. Today, a UK car maker may be making it the rim for their cars. They may be making it in faraway China. Yeah. You may see a car maker in France that their stereo is being made in Japan. And they have to ship all of them in part to France, to the same factory where they will couple them together and then sell them to all of us. Same thing with plane, this aircraft. You know, France manufactures aircraft. Britain manufactures aircraft, especially warplanes. America manufactures airplanes, right? But that doesn't mean that when you see a whole plane, they say made in America. It's not 100% made in America. Okay, yeah, designed in America and the rest of that. But when you begin to look at all the parts, they come from so many places too. But when the whole thing comes together under the brand that actually produced them, they become made in America. So stop telling people that Inoson is not making cars. Where you know you don't even have a melting, iron melting plant in Nigeria to actually build the body for your cars like you see in the videos. But they can do that if the criminals in Nigeria just invest in power alone. So the guy will go collect CNG contracts, asking you to give Thiefnubu time is a nuisance, and it is typical of the Nigerian elites, no doubt. But we continue. Here is this my guy. I want him to sort of, because what I'm going to show you next is not a laughing matter. So that's why I'm going to go with this first. Our guy, funny comedian.
Anything where you do in life, just be rest assured, say that thing will come back to you. Sometimes, you know, they come. That's why we go there for Nigeria. We go talk, say, come and know they exist. But many a times, waiting you do, feel return back. Because now, as you take through ball for wall, go bounce back. The same water where fish the day inside, they tell you, say, you know who are the now the same water people where they cook point and kill go still put the fish inside, use and boil out. That time fish don't go get time again. Now the water now go they boil the fish. And the water go they tell the fish, say, you know who I be. The same money where Judas used because of himself, Jesus. Now the same money Judas used go buy rope, take hang himself. Judas do money finish, money do Judas. Is it not funny that the same people that staged protests for good luck Ebele Jonathan in 2011, 2012, now the same people now come they in power, then they stage protest against them. Come on. Now the same people now they talk say protest is not good. Don't go out there. We will not take it easy on you. They forgot the role that they played during good luck Ebele Jonathan. That time they beat them like say, now good luck with the highest. Once we do and finish, protest go end. Is it not funny that good luck Ebele Jonathan during the time of the protest, they were carrying coffin on their head with good luck Ebele Jonathan's poster all over the coffin that they are burying him. They want to bury him. The same coffee we carry good luck Ebele Jonathan. Now the same coffee now they carry this administration. They would say, hey, we don't tire. Now them they won't come and they talk say, when we take die? Now we there inside. Come on, what you throw on the wall, I ain't go pass back. But good luck Ebele Jonathan really won us that time. Do you want to go back? Everybody shouts, no.
Either you vote for the young Nigerians to be relevant in the Nigerian political history, or you vote for you to be irrelevant.
You won us. I like say good luck Ebele Jonathan know what won't happen. This man literally won everybody that these people will take us back. That 2013, 2014, that they will take us back. Buhari step in. Waiting Buhari do us, they thought say, "Una never see anything." They really took us back. Now everybody they confused. Everybody's running here. So you need to be careful. Anything where you do in life, no say the thing if it come back to you. Now no be then they talk say protest no good. The highest thing where they do now, they go begin the one Russia. Be like APC, do anyone where enter go first one people. Buhari administration, be like he won Israel. Now Nigerians begin to come out their head. We don't follow. We are just ordinary citizens. Israel, if you're coming, face the people that that want you. Now they tell Russia, but they come out mouth for Nigeria's affair. We know, but Russia will not follow. Just face, if you know the people who threaten you, face them direct. Leave us alone, may we do our life. NEPA we no day is enough. Economy way bad is enough. Road way no good is enough for us. Face the people that threaten you.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people who are proving people should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the lockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no way to make our own life.
Thank you, Jare Baba. I get you. We all needed a break. Because the video I'm about to show you may really kind of drag you emotionally a bit. It is also coming from the non-state actors, Thiefnubu's men, murderers, who have continued to commit this heinous crime against even Yoruba people. This mother had a child. Is it called June? I want to find that English for when they clobber somebody to death. Like what do you call that? Okay, it doesn't matter. They beat this woman's child to death. And the names of those responsible, Thiefnubu's boys. So I got this on my way to the office this evening, and I said, I'm just going to share it and let her tell you her story. I've cut off the bloody part, okay? Because she actually put up the video of her son. Okay, I'll share this with you. And it is not graphic, but the story can possibly drag you to that teary moment, okay? So I warn you ahead, please.
Good afternoon, fellow Nigerians. I'm the mother of the boy, who was brutally murdered and butchered by Wasim Oloriesho and his accomplice, the Alabi Egbere children. One, Marufo Egbere, Jimo Egbere, Ishola Marindoti, Toby Wisdom, and others. They killed my son on 31st of July 2024 around 12 a.m. because and send the video viral. They said he used to feel pompous. Wasiu Oloriacho said he used to feel pompous as if he was the father of all. They butcher my son like a goat. They did all what they want to do. Wasiu Oloriacho and children kill my son and send the video viral claiming in Yoruba language mo ti sọ pé mi ni màá pa ẹ́ mo ti sọ pé o máa kú sí mi lọ́wọ́. Mo dúró yà. I've reported the case to Ogambasi. Even that was the day they want to apprehend Oloriacho, that they saw so many guns that he used to kill them. People said that's how he used to do. He will invite them and kill them because he knows people. He knows so many people. He said nobody can arrest him. We've reported to the police. Arrest him. We've reported to the police. Nothing was done. They keep on saying this and that. I'll send the video of how my child was butchered to SP Benjamin Hundeyin, but I don't see any response till date. I want all Nigerians to help me, to let me find justice for Bola Kale Atonda, justice for Bola Kale Atonda. I'm in pain. Everybody in this Nigeria, I want fellow Nigerians to help me. The police are not doing anything. They saw them. They are walking around Mushin. Alabi people to help me. Wasiu Oloriacho is moving around. Alabi children were moving around. Alabi too is moving around. And no case that Oloriacho went to a place in order to hide. All of them are alive. I want you people in Nigeria to help me because everybody is pointing accusation finger to no case that he was the one that hide Wasiu Oloriacho. Police did not do anything. They keep on telling me they will find it. They do nothing. They do nothing. They keep on saying they will do everything. They will do everything. And these people were working, doing as if they cannot be arrested. I want all Nigerians to help me. I want fellow Nigerians to help me and take justice for Bola.
This is zone 2 ojowo yin. Bàbá mi IG Káyọ̀dé Ẹgbẹ́tókun mo ti sọ síwájú kò sí ohun tí ẹ tọrọ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run tọ́lọ́run ò fún yín. Ẹ má kí àwọn ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ má kọ́ bà yín ní orúkọ jẹ́. Ẹ bá a dá sí ọ̀rọ̀ Hakeem no case. Wàsíù olórí ọ̀dọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n pa bí ẹran kí ni ohun tó ṣe fún wọn? Ṣé adigunjalè ni wọ́n ni? Ṣé wọ́n jáde protest ni? Wọ́n yin ìbọn ní àbí kí ló dé tó fi pa wọ́n? Gómìnà bí Babájídé Sanwó-Olú àmọ́ pé ní àánú ẹ má kọ́ gbé àánú ọba yín. Gbogbo àwọn tó ń pa ní àtijọ́ yìí bàbá mi àfihàn kan ṣe scapegoat. Tó bá pẹ́ ọmọ tèmi Àkànbí ọmọ ní jogún ọlá ló pààyàn ẹ jẹ́ kó fóun náà lẹ́wọ̀n. Tó bá pẹ́ ọmọ tèmi Àkànbí ọmọ ní jogún ọlá òun ló ba ìlú jẹ́ ẹ jẹ́ kó fi mú dọ́rin. Èmi náà mọ̀ ìmọ̀ àwọn tó súnmọ́ ìmọ̀ mọ̀ àwọn tó tún mọ̀ àwọn tó jù yín lọ bàbá mi àfi ẹṣẹ́ àtọ́ ọmọ abáṣọ ni. We are all under umbrella of the we are all under umbrella.
Under umbrella of Asiwaju. I sincerely really wish that she gets justice. But there is that part of me that says, she will never get justice. She will never have a closure. And there are many people like that. They call them poor people. Where is justice for them? No, nowhere. So that's not a country. The woman is a Yoruba woman. The young man killed is a Yoruba boy. Those who killed him, they are Yorubas. So exactly what is Yoruba Ronu then? If I may ask, what is Yoruba Ronu? That this is okay. I know generally, as Yoruba, so majority are going to condemn this. But you should go beyond condemning it. There have been victims. Now there is a victim. And if they are not put behind the bars, there will be more victims. And you know something? It may be you or somebody closer to you. And that is going to hit close to home. We know there won't be justice, but there should be justice for goodness sake. So if somebody tells you that you are living in a zoo, you are living in a contraption, you are living in all these descriptions actually correlate with sex. I mean, the reality. How do people live like that? When is it going to actually really end? Like, when are you going to live like human beings? That whether you are rich or poor, listen, life is sacred. And whoever takes any other person's life can't just be walking free. I mean, like, that's not normal, is it? Yeah, they've normalized it in that place, unfortunately. Here is Maiduguri, Abuja or something road, swept off by flood. I'll get you a better video with the one with the sound next time. But do you see how that, as you have seen that is a federal road, they say. And those people divided or cut off by that road for the next 10 years. That place may remain like that for the next 10 years. The politicians were there. They took pictures. They, did all that, granted interview. And the governor that was there was like, I'll go and tell the federal government. So to the people of Maiduguri, I mean, I don't know how I should possibly wish you, but all the best. Okay. Now that is where I'm going to draw my own curtains before we take a course. But I have one good announcement to make. And that is about the Yoruba Union. So to everybody, or to those who have already signed up, well done. And if you haven't, right, there are some few things I need to say quickly. Just 1 sec before we go on break, and then we'll take calls, okay? Now, YorubaUnion.org is the platform. And it is solely for the Yorubas. And you can sign up. Listen, if people who have been asking some, what they call the frequently asked questions, FAQs, right? How would you know if somebody who joined the Yoruba Union is actually Yoruba? Well, we will know. Because it is not a platform that you join, like it's announced, so I want to go and join. Yeah, you can, by the way, and be a member. So you have two options. When you sign up into the Yoruba Union, right, you will need to choose your own membership. And when you choose your membership, which is where you are going to manually set how much you are going to be paying every month as a member, and the list is £1. Now, when you finish setting up, which means you have to put in your bank details, right? It's safe, 100% safe, okay? We've already have a lot of us there, including myself, right? So now, when you click on join now, I'm going to share a video with you made by the African Wahala, okay? So when you click, I've already joined, so it won't show up what I want to show you, okay? And when you finally confirm your membership, it's a process, then you would have a chance of meeting other members. But let me show you this video first before I kind of take you through that again. To those who are asking questions or having problems, there are those who have already signed up and they're having problems like seeing other people. I'll tell you why you can't see other people or you are not seeing other people. But to those who want to sign up, please.
There are 2 steps to successfully sign up into the YorubaUnion.org website. Once you get on the landing page, you click on Join Now. Once you click on Join Now, you select your choice. For example, I click on my own editable choice. Click on Select. I choose my price. If I decide to leave it as £1 or £10, the minimum amount is 10. Let's say I select £5. And then I choose my username. Once I click on submit and check, I would receive 2 emails on my email. Now let's go to my email address. In my inbox, the first email you receive from Yoruba Union should look like this. It tells you, thank you for joining the Yoruba Union community. You will receive an email shortly. Please follow the steps. Click on the bold text to verify your email. So after receiving this first email to confirm that your registration was successful, then you will receive a second email. So it's 2 emails back to back. So I'm going to go to the second email that was received, and this is the second email. It states here, important, you must follow this link to confirm your email address before your membership is fully activated. So you have to click on this link, whether you're doing it on your computer or your mobile device. Click on this link or copy the link and paste it in a new browser. That's the only way that your membership will be fully verified. Otherwise, what would happen is you would still have access to the website if you don't follow this link, but you wouldn't have access to many features on the website. It'll give you error messages like you are restricted. So I hope this really helps in registering, in logging you into the YorubaUnion.org website. Thank you.
The African Wahala. So I have signed up, okay? I've set up my own membership. Now, let's say you are in and you set up your login, you know, your email and all that. You create your own username, what you want to be called, okay? So then you have the account. Usually when you join like that, okay, when you join, just finish your signing up. Where you usually should be, well, you can read about us. Everybody who can click on that link can read about us now, okay? Read about what we are up to and the rest, right? Now, let's say you have already joined, you have joined and you've set up your, so if you want to come and form opening different accounts, we have the capacity to delete all those like, you know, spam accounts, okay? We have the capacity. However, if you are going to possibly begin to use, any different cards that doesn't really correlate with your name, you can only probably do that once. I mean, like use your correct names and all of that. So your details, your bank details shows who you are. So it doesn't matter what you call yourself on social media. Doesn't matter. So you will need to go through this. There are inside way that you have to actually like tell us about you, and your bank will tell us about you. You get that now? So now, if you want to then probably decide to go and open 10, 20 accounts on our platform, you are just wasting your time because you won't see anything except if you begin to put cards, your bank card, in each of those fake accounts. But why would anybody do that? Like, why would anybody be so crazy to start creating fake accounts? For what? And start paying for them. You get what I mean? So now, if you join the community, you can just go straight to our community. Okay? So this is our community. In that community, you have the group, which is the Yoruba Union community group here. This is where you're going to see other people who have joined. All of them were members of the union. You see, people you see here, they are people who have joined and confirmed, which means they are paying members as we speak. So great for that. And if you see anyone who, if you have signed up and you're able to come around like this, now you won't be able to see all these people. You will not see them. You will just, if you click on any of them, it's going to say content restricted. You are not allowed to see them because you are not a member. You just signed up as, I don't even know what to call that, right? So let me use one example. This is me. I have the African Wahala as one of my friends. I've got 18 so far because I've not had time to accept others. So we build this platform in a way that it is like interactive. It's a community, it's an interactive way, right? So I want to go and check the African Wahala. It's my friend. Yeah, this is African Wahala. So now I can click on African Wahalas and I can see other people with African Wahala as well. What is African Wahala putting up for us? What is the conversation about? This is just 24 hours after we launched this. So, and the man is already keeping the whole place busy. I love this. Thank you very much. I haven't seen all this before. So yes, it is interactive. And the purpose is to make sure that we are able to be in touch with our people back in Yoruba land, who can actually, not on social media, who can actually tell us firsthand, right, what we need to know. So let me verify. Okay, this is the African Wahala. Now, verifying the African Wahala as one of our, as one of our leaders, we eventually leave him with verification, what have you, right? But that's not the main thing. So we want our people to be able to show to us, right, the situation back in the place, at home, and as a union, we are going to be part of their lives all through. So that when we say, let us go and face our fears and the criminals who are putting us in this mess, then we will actually have possibly been entirely part and parcel of their struggle. And that is why we call ourselves the Yoruba Union. Igbimo. Maje Obaje, Ile Yoruba. You are welcome. So thanks so much, everyone. I'm going to go on a short break now. I'll come back and take calls. That is when you too can tell us what you think of all the things we've discussed so far. But if you really have to go, remember, you will need to like the broadcast. Don't leave without liking it, okay? Thank you. I have a first caller this evening, and then here we go.
I'm first. Hi, Uncle. I'm first. Good
How are
evening,
you?
everybody. Ha. How are you?
I'm very well. Oh. Yourself?
I'm very well. Can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Can you?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you, Uncle.
Class.
I'll get straight into it.
Thank you.
First thing I want to address, we discussed earlier in the week or last week about how the government in Nigeria lies about the population figure.
Yes.
I want to remind everybody that anytime you see the government talking about population, they're saying that to manipulate you into thinking that the task to change Nigeria is overbearing. That's number one. Number two, apart from the population figure that is not correct, there's also a propaganda regarding the generation that is actually protested. So there's a propaganda to say that Nigeria's population is young people. That's actually very incorrect. Nigeria has a high, I would say, equal population of elderly people.
Okay.
So this narrative that we're all hearing, I noticed that I think his name is the president. That's his name, I believe. I'm not too sure. But I believe the president in his speech, the first two statements in his speech, he addressed the young people. They do that to manipulate you to think that the young people are the only group who are not happy with Nigeria. The population of Nigeria is actually probably 60-40. 40% over the age of 50. And then the 60% is actually under the age of 10. So when you're 10, you're not a young person. When you're 10, you're a child. So this propaganda they've been pushing into the airways, oh, Gen Z are not happy. No, Gen Z is not even the highest population. There's more older people in Nigeria than there is Gen Z. So I just want us to be aware of that. So every time we hear them mentioning, oh, the young people, and the reason why they also say that, and let me know if I'm wrong, Uncle Maiyegun, there's a cultural issue in Nigeria with elders and youngers. So there's an idea that elderly people in Nigeria do not take young people seriously.
Well, that's right. Mm-hmm.
So because of that, when you're telling Gen Z to do everything, it's almost like you're telling Gen Z to jump in the fire. Because who's going to help them implement these things?
Supposedly the elders,
But the elders don't respect the young ones. Does that make sense? So when you're telling the young people to do things, remember the Yoruba culture does not respect young people. It's a challenging culture. There's a lot of disrespect to young people. So that's why they don't take it seriously. Our Gen Z. Even the way they talk about Gen Z is disrespectful. Oh, our
condescending way.
Yes. Wanting to share more our Gen Z. It's almost like there's this narrative of we went through the pain and they want Gen Z to also go through the pain.
That's right. Like Gen Z always want to have it easy.
Yes. Yes.
Easy. We didn't have
there
it
you
easy.
go. There you go. So when the elders so there's two narratives here. The number one issue I'm trying to communicate to the listeners is the propaganda from the government is to disconnect young people from society. So they make the conversation that young people are these people over there. I want to my Yoruba is terrible. I'm trying. I'm practicing, right?
Keep on.
The ones that don't have anything to do. However, the elders
will never be taken serious.
There
the
you
ones
go.
that are
Yes.
so ambitious and impatient. Oh, the ones that are disrespectful, thinking they have an idea. The ones who didn't know that what an elder sees when he's seated, even if you climb the high rise, you can't see it. All those talks, like undermining us, telling us that we probably have no idea of how the world works. They do.
Yes,
unfortunately.
they do that. But then at the same time, they will say, oh, we need to borrow money from Britain because we have the biggest population of young people. It's a lie. They do not have we have a high population of child under the age of 10. Yes. Why is that as well? Because the government did not give education on sexual orientation. Because the more parents have children, the more they can abuse it. The government can abuse your child. So they like the overpopulation. They want it to be like that. But it's so important we understand that. We when we hear any government telling you, oh, you know, there's so many young people, it's a lie. In fact, anyone over the age of 50, there's more Nigerians over the age of 50, actually. Nigeria has a massive elderly population. You are broke. There's no
You know why I'm shaking
pension.
my head like this, right? I'm just like a man. I'm just about a few years away from that 50. Very soon now, people won't tell me I'm a youth anymore. Say, no, you are not. You are 50. Shut up.
No, uncle, you're young for life.
Nigeria. They will soon start saying that
Yes.
to me.
Really?
Hope not.
But yes.
I mean, like, hopefully not, okay? Because that is why somebody like myself is doing everything with other people to make sure that this shouldn't continue. And whatever it's going to take, right? I do not want to be categorized as part of those who actually brought this upon the people. That's what I'm going to try.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
you're doing a great job, but I feel like the elders need to understand that they are looking. The elders think that they've crossed the line. Dear elders, you guys cannot be simmying.
You
okay?
have to be on your feet, exactly.
You have to be on your feet because who's going to look? Where's your pension coming from? If you're not going to protest, where's your pension going to come? You think these corporate people are going to keep your pensions? Who's going to help you?
They'll steal your pension eventually. So everybody's going to protest. Aduke?
Thank you
so much.
Uncle.
You have a good one, okay?
Speak to you soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Cheers, Odabo. That's Aduke, ladies and gentlemen. So here we go. I have another caller. Yeah. Hello. Did I even get to you? Because sometimes, right? I think I did. Are you there? Okay, that's strange. Now that is strange. Because I picked up the call, okay? And it just kind of like froze there, unfortunately. Can you hear me? Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Hello, sir.
How are you, my brother?
Yes, sir. How you doing?
Happy weekend. This is HK calling from Kansas City.
Bless you, man. Hey, Jake.
Yeah.
How is Kansas?
What's
I mean,
up?
Kansas today.
Man, it's kind of a little warm, but it's not bad at all.
Man, you better enjoy it while it lasts. You know what I'm talking about.
I know, my brother. Yeah, man. man, I don't know where to start, bro. I don't know where I'm telling you, bro. I don't know where to start. You see that country called Nigeria. First of all, I always say that Nigeria is not a country. That's a zoo. That's an animal kingdom. There is no way you can compare Nigeria to other countries. And that's why most of the people that talk about Nigeria, they keep comparing Nigeria to other countries where they haven't go far away, even the Benin Republic, their neighbors. They never go inch where those countries go. And they're comparing themselves to country far away, cross ocean.
You know, the usual typical Nigeria thing. Everything they told us is what majority they grew up actually repeating. You see people in their 50s, right? They'll be telling you that, do you know that Nigeria was a great country? Say, there was never a time Nigeria was really great too. But they continue to tell us that it was a great, Nigeria used to. I said, okay. There are all these aged guys who do that, okay? From 50s above.
Yeah.
They are so like.
Yeah, even I'm not educated about Nigeria. But first of all, before you say something, what it is, right? My mom gave birth to me, and I know who my mother is. And I know where that was gave birth for. And I know the year I was gave birth from. Who created Nigeria? That's the first place where they need to start. And how did Nigeria come about?
At least. The first answer is that not the people. So yeah, go on.
Yes. So now, talking about this revolution that's going on, which is protests that are going on, do you know that those criminals is not 100% of the problem of that zoo.
I agree.
Do you know the people that is problem of that country?
Tell us.
Those military, police, army, any armed forces of that country called Zoo Nigeria, they are the problem of that country. Can you tell me now somebody's coming to my house and stoning me and breaking everything, and I'm trying to go retaliate with somebody, and there's somebody in the middle with a gun and avoiding me to go beat that person up. Then when I do try to have a chance to go beat him up, he shoot me. So the problem of that country they call Nigeria is the military, police, any armed forces. That's the people you guys this protest supposed to beat the hell out of, shooting them or whatever, because they're the one holding that country the way it is now. They're the one giving those politicians more agile coverage to continue doing what they're doing. They're the one protecting them. They don't care about the poor masses out there. They don't, but that's the reason why police can kill you anytime they want, and they get away with it. Because the people are not uniting. I'm going after them. I'm going after them. Make sure, because this thing, if they did once for all, you will see that country will become what they call it is. Other than that, Nigeria will never survive. And the more you started doing it, the politician, the criminal themselves, they know how to come with it. They will start putting the ethnics. This is they're killing you because you are Muslim. They're killing you too much because you believe you are from North. They will see them. They come all kinds of morals of impunities. That is the reason why people should rise up and face those ones with arm. As soon as they get rid of those people, then they can decide whether they want to have Nigeria or they want to go to everybody go to their separate ways. And Maiyegun, as soon as that is not done, that country will never. And these people will keep looting and killing, much as they will take it as a gift.
They don't look like they are scared anyway. If all of us wants to be honest right now, they don't look like they are worried about the consequences of what they have done. They may be a little bit panicky,
they are not
worried.
That's the reason why they know that we know what they know, and that is the reason why they keep pushing out those Boko Haram. And the worst part of it, the Nigerians, the people that claim they love Nigeria, they was there when they recruited all these terrorists, of terrorists into their armed forces.
And they defended it. They said it's fake news.
They defended. That is time they need to go in after these people one by one. Police or army. That is the reason why when they started doing that, those ones they have sense, they cannot start getting out of the armed forces. Then that's time they will know who those people are. As long as those not done, Maiyegun, that country is not going nowhere.
It's just going
everybody will suffer everybody will suffer to the last.
I tell you.
That person go back to the grave. I'm almost 40-something, 43 years old, and I'm still looking. That is why when you go to road, they mark all these checking points, because those people, they get a privilege, they're collecting money, stealing from people, and that's what they get their salary. And forget that any police, if you are here in your country, they have a budget where any police officer have a really equipped with his own vehicle,
they computers and everything. Now they give them targets. And they have to meet it, including if they have to kidnap people, take them to ATM and collect their money.
Yes, what is different that person in checking point collecting money and the Arab on the road? What is different between them and them?
Uniform.
It's just uniform, but it's the same criminal.
Because the criminal go carry gun. The criminal go say, I want your money. Give me that money now. And there's possibility that the criminal won't even kill you if he collects the money. This ones will kill you.
And this one will kill you. And frame you. That is the reason why those armed forces need to be destroyed. They need to go down, each one of them. I'm not looking at anybody first to say, and I'm telling you the truth. If that is not done, that country will be more deviation than
there should be something that actually makes the people in authority to fear the people they are leading. AJK, thank you so much.
Yeah, Maiyegun, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
And you too. Take it easy, man. Okay. So that's AJ from Kansas City. Is Kansas City not Nevada? Okay. Is it Kansas City, Kansas? Colorado, Denver. Well, don't worry. I have another caller here. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Maiyegun. Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Good evening.
How are you, Baba?
Yes, sir. I'm very good. And you?
Well, I'm surviving. Thanks so much for asking.
Yes, sir.
Baba?
Yes, sir. My name is Frayo. Like you know, it's Frayo from
Frayo.
Andorra.
Go
Yeah,
on.
from Andorra. Normally I don't usually call. I always like listening to you. But yesterday, when there was this parliament, so I was listening to everybody.
Right.
So I picked what Princess talked about, and there are some things he said I don't agree with her points.
Okay.
So I decided today I will call and make some things clear in my own way, in my own way of thinking.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So what she was saying yesterday that I disagree with, it's like we in the diaspora, as she was saying that we also is like we are slaves here, that we work, we pay our rent, we do all this stuff. All she was saying yesterday about like we in the diaspora, we are like slaves also. But I want to make them understand.
It's just metaphorically,
Yeah.
not like slave.
Yeah, but
it's just
but what I want everybody to really understand about this Western world is that the difference between this Western world, what I see, my own observations, the difference between this Western world and Africa is this Western world, we have a working system. Okay. And in Africa, in Nigeria, we don't have a working system. So when they say, some people say, we wake up at 6 o'clock, we wake up at 5 o'clock, we go to work at 6 o'clock or whatever time they put it. Look, the way we work is the same way the government, they work. Take, for instance, a government office here, if it's going to be open by 8 o'clock,
yes,
the government office cannot open 8:01. It's not possible. They have to open that 8 o'clock at the dot.
Yes.
So even the government worker, whatever they are, they work the same way we work. They pay what we paid. So it's like, so what I'm trying to make them understand, like what she was saying yesterday, to my own point of view, the way I understand it is like, we pay for house rent, we pay for, he said free education, all those stuff. There is no free education. We are paying for all those stuff. Yes, we are paying for it, but the way we pay for it is at ease. You get, like they take a little away from our salary just to keep that system going. And when your children goes to school, we don't pay like they pay in Nigeria. Like you have to pay it in bulk. So this system here is like easy life. It makes life easy for us.
Say to back you up, right? We say we have a system that whatever you put in, you're going to get it back.
Yeah. Thank you.
If you wake up every morning to go to your place of work, there's a particular service you are offering, and you're going to get a reward for it. When the reward comes, right? Nobody can stop it or meddle with it. It's because that is what you put into the system. So if you need healthcare, your children need education, you are putting something in it, right? And therefore, they are taking something out. They are getting something out. We cannot really say we have that in where we come from. People put a lot into the pot. They don't get anything back. Nigerians, even when you are talking about when you're comparing us and the government, right? Some of us are part of the government here today. We work for government. Some of us work for, parastatals or businesses that actually works with government, right? But I would prefer we compare Nigeria in this regard, okay? Just about putting something into a system that pays you back, okay? The same way you work hard, there are those who work harder than you in Nigeria. The reward system is zero.
Yeah,
you get now. So that's why I said when people said we are slaves, this or that, it's just metaphorically, just to say we could become more if we have a working system for where we come from. You get what I mean now?
Yeah.
That we have you know what I mean? A lot of us are money, no doubt. You know, we are people where we say we come from a well-to-do family, but the system they build there is now threatening whatever it is that some of us comfortably enjoy then. So here we are. So, right, you finish that. I just thought I should put a context to it as well to say
No, yeah. What you said,
you know,
what you said, what you said is right. You are just like trying to put me more better, more explanation. But the thing is that most of them always think that we are slaves. Yeah, they always say it. I listen to some people say, I know, rule and she long, she rule and she buy shower. But I'll make them understand that look, I prefer to be an Eru and to meet my needs in life than to become. I'm not a Eru, but I can't meet my needs. You get, because I know
where we come from. Even where we come from, there's a popular saying. Now, where man they walk, now they're in the shop. That's what they call a workshop, right?
Yes.
So, you have to work to live.
Sure.
You need to do something.
Sure.
Now, the reward system from that effort depends on the society you are in or those who are running that society. And this is the imbalance. If now work, Baba, which work will they do for you? I wake up, I do 3 jobs, Baba. Have you seen those who are riding Okada in Nigeria? Or do you think Okada riding is easy? There are people who have been riding Okada for 10 years now. When you still see them, you just be like, man, God damn it, man. There is no reward system that pays them for that effort. It's just peanuts. So same way they work in Nigeria is the same way we work here. But there's a different reward system. Thank you so much, Frayo, for actually bringing it down. Okay? For context.
Yesterday it was just ringing on my head like, no, I've got Maiyegun today. So it's like that. So thank you very much for more explanation. Thank you.
God bless you. Okay, you have a good one there, Frayo. So
bye-bye.
I have another caller. And here we go. Hello there.
Yeah, Maiyegun, this is Yola speaking.
Ola. Yeah, Baba. How you doing?
Baba, I'm okay. Thank God. We're moving on.
Thanks so much, please.
We're moving on. We're moving on. I think I was triggered when you talked about innocence. I was quite triggered after that conversation.
What do you think about what I said, Baba? Come on, I like now small thing, but it's not a rocket science, or is it?
No, it's not.
If the entire state just decided that we want to use car makers to change this country, I'm not as one of the things you want to use to change everything, no. But you can just make it like global competitors. You have the market overnight. In Nigeria, you create the economy for it, and people actually benefit from it, and it all revolves. You are an accountant, you do better than me, please, Adeola.
Call me an economist because I have a degree in finance and economics. Right. So, you were spot on about in terms of sourcing parts from different parts of the world. There isn't any car manufacturer that has monopoly over any parts or any fitting or any precision engineering part. Nobody. Most of them design it, in their home country, then source for all the parts across the globe at the cheapest supplier. For the ones that have homegrown industries that can supply more complex parts, even the ones that can supply more complex parts will soon outsource that complex part to a cheaper destination that has a cheaper way of producing it. That's just by and by. Anyone that's talking about innocent mortals being an assembly plant, that person lacks wisdom. It lacks wisdom.
Do people think weather's just going to like that?
I wouldn't even say lacks wisdom. I will probably put that person that thinks the innocence of a car maker is probably void of understanding. I think I'll just put it mildly. I think my own observation for what you said, I think you were right, but it's even worse. All I say is worse. I go to Paris every now and then, and anytime I go to Paris, even I go to the outskirts, go to different parts of Paris, and I always take a survey every time I'm there. For every 10 cars that I see pass, Maiyegun, I'll see at least 6 to 7 French manufacturing cars. Call them the Renault, the Peugeot. Those cars, those 4 manufacturing companies, you will see them. And if you gather those 4 companies together, Maiyegun, you gather them into one box and you ask, how many cars do they manufacture in a year? Koleju 4.5 to 5 million law at here. That's even high on the high side. For a fraction of the population. So for every 10 cars you see passing on the road in Paris or whatever you see 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7. 5, 6, 7.
Afford to buy French-made cars, France-made cars.
You will see 5, 6, 7 French cars. Then maybe the 7, 8, 9 when you see a Volkswagen, you will see a Benz or you see a BMW. But consistently, you will find that they've secured employment. And if you look at the angle of the contribution to GDP of those 4 manufacturing companies, is immense to their GDP and also to their Human Development Index. Because GDP, for me as an economist, nobody really uses GDP as a way to capture the direction of any economy. Any seasoned economist will say, okay, yeah, it's good to understand what sectors are generating revenue, but in terms of really looking at what is happening, you look at Human Development Index, you look at inequality, you look at prosperity, all those things are the ones that translate. So you could say 2 of us now are making money. Let's say 2 of us are the only people in this country. Maiyegun is making £1,000. I'm making £1. If we divide it, the GDP of that country is 500. But do I make 500? No, I make £1. But you make 1,000. So GDP never really captures in terms of human development and social, the social fabric or happiness, all those index. It doesn't really work out that way. It doesn't work out that way. You see, it's a statistical figure that shows us what drives different economic sectors. But in terms of the real contribution to the value of the economy, those 4 car companies alone, Baba, would change the game and is consistently changing the game. It changes the game because they employ engineers that will sit down, solve problems, and patent out those solutions. And those things are warehouse so much capital. So you are looking for a car that does X and Y. You have someone that's patented that idea that works for Renault or Peugeot, and that patent is worth billions of dollars. And that would go ahead and they would, manufacture, they will outsource it to China because the real patent belongs to the Frenchman or to the French company. It's warehouse in those companies. So if Innocent's proximity to lithium is unbelievably stupid, Maiyegun. That's why I can't reconcile this nonsense. Innocent's proximity to lithium is ridiculously close. You can drive from Innocent's factory to the nearest lithium mine. So the Innocent's car should be electrified by default.
Electric cars, if it's possibly funded enough to use
if we wanted to go into lithium or cobalt or cobalt, because obviously we can't get all the materials for electric cars in Nigeria because of the resources. Congo has large chunks of cobalt, right? But in terms of at least lithium and the commercial deposit of cobalt, we can still do a lot of work, Maiyegun. We can sit down, invest in people, which is the main source of our solution, human capital. I keep on telling people don't understand that, but because it is not a country, it doesn't follow that route. Normally you would think in a way whereby we have human capital, we have all the resources, so it should be a linear thinking, whereby it's linear, 1 + 1, whereby it should go that way. But because we're not a country, you cannot, capture those things and use it for the benefit. So we have to keep on going back to that same problem. We have to break this system. We have to destroy this system. How can someone's child just die like that? Just the video you showed, and those people are working freely. That is utopia.
Everybody, if you are from Nigeria normally, right? The shock we are experiencing right now is not because we are seeing this or hearing it for the first time. The shock we are experiencing mostly after years of not being part of that system anymore is that, so this still happens?
It still happens because you have a de facto army. People don't understand that Tinubu has his own personal army of those area boys.
Exactly.
Yes. Those guys are his army. You see, that's why you see the picture of Msolu on side by side with police chieftains. Informal and formal people in uniform. Informer and informer. You have former police, informer Agbero. So what are we trying to say? We're trying to say that this thing could be 1 + 1 is 2. You see my problem, Maiyegun, but because we have to have a new set of rules. We have to have a new set of rules for us to see any tangible development in that country. If you're going to keep on thinking that this administration or with Tinubu at the helm, or PDP or APC or any arrangement that is suspended upon that national constitution, we are just wasting our time. Absolutely. There is no progress as long as we still remain with those set of rules and with this current generation of leaders that we have. But maybe forget her. God bless you, sir.
So thank you so much, sir, for that as well. Okay, you have a good one, Adela. And that's our own economist, Adeola. Now, I do have another caller as well. Yeah. Hello.
Hello, Maiyegun. Good evening.
Good evening to you, ma'am. That's our lady, Charm.
I even feel bad just even talking after Adeola. When he talks, I just want to listen all the time. The guy is actually very, very intelligent. So let me go quickly. First of all, yesterday I was trying to highlight, how injustice is actually is a foundation within which Nigeria was put together. Maybe at the time it wasn't even an injustice towards one another, but the injustice towards the black man. The idea that the black man, there was a certain level that the black man could ascend to. There was a limit to where he could go and what he could do, right, and what he could achieve. So even the thought of us even self-organizing and having our own government and things like that were not the intention when that country was put together, okay? And even though at the moment we are all saying end bad governance in Nigeria, is there an understanding as to what the end bad governance really means? Do people understand that the end bad governance also means ending injustice in every shape and form that it has appeared in that country? Do people understand that ending bad governance would mean that the Biafrans will be given their land, the lands that were seized, were ceded into other states when they were carving it off for their own good? Do they understand that that is what end bad governance also means? That they will be entitled to have their own resources and manage their own resources. Do they understand that that is what end governance is also going to mean? Do the Northerners understand that end bad governance will also mean that people like the Fulani herders that killed people a few days ago would mean that the military will have every right to go in there and kill every single one of them, regardless of, this is my religion and all of that? That is end bad governance. End bad governance means that people in Yoruba land will be free to go and decimate anyone who is stopping them from living their best life in their own land. And I'm talking about the Fulani herdsmen who terrorists, they're not herdsmen anymore, who go out there and make life impossible for them. Do they understand that that is what end bad governance is going to be? End bad governance does not mean substituting another criminal leader for another criminal leader.
That's right.
It means that we're going to enthrone what they call it, justice in our land, justice in every strata, in our political sphere, the political elite. When we identify them, end bad governance ensures that they will all go to prison.
Yes.
And we will lock the key, we'll lock the prison and we'll throw away the keys. That is what end bad governance is. People don't understand how that is what end bad governance is. Please stop. Don't waste your lives. When you start to understand what end bad governance entails and you're on board with the Igbos having their own, what they call it, being able to have their own sovereignty, with Yoruba land having their own sovereignty, with the middle belt having their own sovereignty, and every land that desires. So if you please do not understand that that is what end bad governance should be about and what you're fighting for, please stop. Okay. If you understand that this is what end bad governance and you still want to go ahead because you know that there has been an injustice in that country, then please carry on. Now, to my brother who was saying that he's not a slave because he came here freely and he's enjoying eating like Oga, your own slave is even the worst. Our own slave is the worst kind. You see, our ancestors had no choice. I think to some extent, some of them were stolen, ripped from their families, and went there and taken there across the ocean to die. you know. But you went freely. You came freely to this land. And instead, like other people have been talking about, we could have fought for our freedom, but no, we choose to come here. I'm guilty. Okay, I'm not holding myself. I'm not saying that I'm not accountable. We're all guilty, right? And I feel that there will still be, if as the sun, as sure as I am that the sun will rise, even if this doesn't achieve anything, one day, because like every slave desired freedom.
That's right.
And we as Africans, we are desiring freedom because we know we're not free. When we cannot, when just like Princess talked about yesterday, listen, I don't agree with Princess all the time, but you see, yesterday when she spoke my heart. She's awake. She understands what our situation is at this point in time in our lives. It's not generally even an African problem. It's even a problem of optics. Look at your Olympics. Look at the first 10 countries that are in the Olympics. How many of them are predominantly black country? How many of them are predominantly black country? It's optics.
They've caught up with
It's
you
optics.
today. You couldn't escape from that.
Don't worry about that. But it's optics. You know, it says these people can't do it. Let us try to understand what our problems are in life, right? Let us look at the big picture. Let us dissect it. Let's not just look at the surface issues. Okay, we can't eat. There's so many things that the world is telling us as Black people we are unable to achieve. We can't achieve good governance. We can't achieve a working society. We can't achieve anything. Even yesterday with, the story about the person who had to borrow a bicycle to run the same stupid Olympics, for goodness sake. What kind of optics does that tell to the world? You people can't do anything. We have to do everything for you. You have to come begging. But we know, just like Princess was saying yesterday, that we're not supposed to beg. We have the resources. We have the land. We have the people. We have the intelligence. We know all of these things. It's time we wake up. It's time we wake up. So that person who says he's not a slave because he can wake up in the morning and he has his money and everything, wake up. We are the worst kind. Thank you, Maiyegun.
They have saved more slaves. Only if they knew they were slaves. Sham, thank you. You have a good one, okay? That is something you call the thought-provoking. Don't take it as insult, okay? Because, as I said, metaphorically, it's like a metaphor. These women are saying, no, it's not just a metaphor. Maiyegun is real. We could have saved more slaves. Only if they knew they were slaves. So the word slave is so demeaning that a lot of people automatically become defensive when their act and all that are likened to that of slaves. But we are all guilty. We are. I mean, I'll admit, I know some of you have said that, but you really need to see the bigger picture, like Chan put it. It's not that you are a slave in chain. It is the fact that we are from the background where our forefathers actually fought war against what, against what they rejected. They died, they bled. They rose against horrible leaders amongst them, slaughtered them, killed them, brought about a new new direction, kind of like, or some of us just ran away. We just needed an excuse to get out of that place. And every of our excuse is genuine. I'm going away from this place. I don't want to die here. I'm going out of this place to go and get a better education. I'm going out of this place to... We all gave one reason or the other. Unfortunately, many of us have now reached... some of the things you used to dream about, you now have them. You want to become an American? Now you are. You want to be British? Now you are. You want to have all the comfort you want? Now you are. But same people that pursued us, that made us leave, they are still there. And they are doing everything to make sure that we never return. Damn it, man. I'll take this. Hello.
Hello, yeah.
I'm so sorry for keeping you your idea waiting, okay? How are you, sir?
I'm fine. This is Mark from Manchester.
That's Mark. Good to have you, sir. Please, Mark.
All right. So tonight I'll just ask some few questions because I'm a bit in a very bad mood, you know.
I'm so sorry.
Seeing all what's going on. Now, I want to ask you, Maiyegun, are you proud to be a black man?
I am 100% proud. Even though, yeah, you know why? No matter what it is here, right? Nothing will make me feel less of my blackness. So I'm very proud to be.
Yeah. Now, do you think the black man is a conquered race? Because, you know, you see the way things, you know.
If I have to answer that, right, I am also going to say no. But here is something. If we use the word conquer as conquered people, it's going to be like, who conquered us? Us? For them? Because we always have a chance and a choice. But unfortunately, as they say, the worst of us are representing the best of us until the best of us begin to take charge. Yeah.
Now,
we're going to always appear
the issue that, in most black societies around the world, you begin to see these things. For over 1,000 years, you know, it's like we've not actually realized ourselves or our potentials. It's like the so-called imperialists, or could they keep playing us, you know? First of all,
that's the part I said nobody is going to actually use you without your consent. You know that.
Yep.
So even if they use force to subdue you, there are people who actually would rather die than be subdued. Even the worst master of anywhere, they do meet the most stubborn, the never flinching, never breaking, supposed subjects. So nobody,
just like,
go on. Sorry.
Like what you said, like what Champ said, which I completely agreed with her. Even some of our ancestors were they didn't come, they were not enslaved of their own will.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Some of them even have to fight to the death. Have you heard of the what do you call it? The Bolandi, those ones that marched into the water, into the creek.
They've written a lot about that. Anyone who doesn't, just ask them where they come from.
Would rather take their lives than to be in slavery.
Yeah, now,
those are people of dignity.
And be slaves in another land. They all concluded and they started singing. And that song is just that water take us home. This water take us home. Take us back home.
Exactly.
And they all jumped into the water. And
exactly.
They all drowned.
Yeah. So these were people that really know themselves and what they want. And these were people that were really proud of themselves.
Right? Yeah, according to that history, they said they believed that even if they die, right, their souls will return back to the Igbo land because they were Igbos. Let's be factual.
Yeah. So we have ancestors like that really believed in it. They were really proud of who they are. Mm-hmm. Yes, they may have been tricked, because what I've discovered in the West, that trickery is a part of them. They come and they warm up to you and they trick. And what I see among we black, we are very hospitable. We accept people. We try. At the end of the day, we get tricked. At the end of the day, but once again, the worst thing that's happening in our society today is that some of those so-called few elite, just like in the animal farm, the pigs now running the show, subduing the rest of people. Yeah, those ones now, they are now trying to now subjugate the rest. Do you think these elites don't understand what they are doing? Do you think they don't know about our suffering? Just like Amici was saying, Jonathan.
Mm-hmm. They do.
Amici was saying that if they don't get stoned, they will continue, and it is true. They know. And do you think they know that our struggle is legitimate? Even asking for this, the protest, the reason for the protest, they know that it's legitimate. Don't tell me Kolu do not understand this or those people around him. But they need to keep the rest people enslaved so that they alone will enjoy the goodness of the land. Because keeping us enslaved means that they have abundance to live in stupendous wealth. They don't want it to be shared evenly among everybody. Do you understand me? So they rather enjoy that sleep. Only those few ones enjoy extremely, and the rest can suffer. So you see the black man, you begin to understand what's going on here.
Yeah, where you're coming from, I know. It's our greed.
Do you understand me?
It is our greed. Something that a lot of us don't like to admit. You get what I mean? You see, people like yourself, people like myself, and so many other people who haven't really have access to power, money. I mean, to some extent, right? We can say we will never be like that. But most of the time, until you have that power and you have that money, like, you know, I'm talking about getting closer to it. That is when you are going to then be like, yeah, I'm not going to give in. I won't give in to everything that satisfies me and those around me, and I watch others suffer. It's a real one, no, Baba. It's a very real thing.
Now, and having money is one thing. You have to show an enterprise. Just like you now, you're planning your trade and you earn money. I don't mind you having all the money in the world, provided there's an enterprise to back it up. Something that has, you know, Bezos make a lot of money. He provides services. Elon Musk makes money, provides services. That's right. Bill Gates make a lot of money, he provides services. We see it, and we all benefit from those. They make our life easier. So they have to be rewarded for what they've done. But not people now stealing from the commonwealth of the people. Man, that is the evil. That is demonic.
I know.
Because I mean, you are rich because you are stealing from people. People are dying. Man,
you are this genius who invented something.
No, you're not.
And you are being rewarded for that. No, just have access to public fund and begin to pack it. Like, man.
No, you cannot. You know, and people are fighting. You know, people are now asking for their right. You are now sending out your dogs to go after them and kill them. You know, and you see, just like Aduke said in when she called it, was that they deliberately made the people to be ignorant. It's deliberate. The people have to be ignorant so that they can always gaslight us and they can always manipulate. Do you understand me? They'll come up with different kind of demography, all kind of statistics that you cannot back up from here and there. You'll just be pushing narrative up and down. You know, until you begin to question some of this narrative and tell them, please, now give me fact to back up this.
To back this your
give me logic. Yeah. Then you see them begin to start, they'll turn into something else and start to fight. Fight, exactly.
Thank you so much, Baba. Our time is really running out fast.
Thank you very much. All right.
Now, so thanks so much.
All right.
You have a good one.
Bye-bye.
Yeah. Nice one.
Bye-bye.
That's Mark from Manchester. See, brethren, we have gotten to that point where we are going to be packing and then calling it a night. We've had a long day. Thanks to every one of you who has been part of that. Every one of you has been part of that. Okay. Tomorrow is another day. There are two things expected tomorrow. Are we still at this calm before the storm? Are we going to wake up to the storm tomorrow? Well, I will leave you with that. I want to say a big thank you to every one of you who has been part of this program this afternoon as well. Please, if you joined us midway, this will be a good time for you to go back and watch from those ones you missed. If you have been with me all night, thank you once again. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Check if you have actually paid your offering, though, right? Like if you like that broadcast. And to everyone who wants to be a member of the Yoruba Union, it is now open. And please join us. Thank you and good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. MaiyegunDiary Maiyegun number 1. Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ lámọ̀ tó jódodo.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Maiyegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Bó bá ṣe é àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Maiyegun Diary Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dódòdó.
Maiyegun Diary náà ibi nọ́mbà 1.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Wọ́n bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń darí bá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òkúra olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sè mọ́bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì Maiyegun.